So guys, it's RHOP reunion 2 time. Who's ready? So we're still with Ratatat Candice, and they're basically all coming for her, telling her, "Girl, you need to chill." Mia kind of threatens her, talking about her ass whooping is still knocking on the door. Giselle basically signs off. Karen tries to tell her, "Girl, you take it too much. We all read each other, but you go to a level where it becomes quite ugly." And Candice, in her defense, is like, "Y'all are the same people. Robin, you almost got physical with Ashley. Ashley, you body shamed Cherise. You body shamed some other people she mentioned because they're saying, oh, she body shamed Mia for the foot thing. Which, yes, it was, but they've all kind of done it. They were body shaming Wendy. Like, girls, stop it." So I do see Candice's part. Is she reckless? Absolutely. She is very reckless. It drags on, it becomes ugly, and nobody wants that. Then they go to Mia and tell her how her mouth is reckless too. And Mia with her fake phony stuff. I have a team. Girl, you said you make $450,000 a year. A whole bunch of people make that and they don't have no teams. That's not a lot of money. But I know her husband probably has more money. That's what I'm trying to rationalize, because less than $500,000 is not that much money, especially in this economy. Like, especially in the lifestyle she's portraying to live, like, it's not a lot of money. She's like, it's her social media manager. She's known her for 20 years. They basically know what she's thinking on the inside, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Mia, own your shit, stick to it. It's your first season. You panicked and you acted out. Next season, you will edit yourself. Very normal. Very normal. So they all kind of come for her. She explains herself. She's quiet. You could tell Mia is really not a confrontational person. Um, Candice tries to chime in, like, own it, you're a disaster, you're lying. And Ascali chimes in. I guess she called her out for living in a townhouse, and Ascali didn't find that funny. Ascali calls her elitist. But Andy asked her a rightful question, like, girl, you talk about her stripping past, but is that not you being elitist? She's like, no, because Mia always brings up her money. And which, yeah, it is déclassé, according to Countess Luann. But yeah, it's starting off really good. I'm liking it. The dresses, Giselle and Karen's beef, and the sing and the hot box, and Hampton University. Karen's crazy self is like, I'm sorry to Hampton University, but she does have a hot box and she is a street hoe. And we find out that she actually called her an alcoholic, a drug addict. Like, what the hell went on? But you could tell that they don't take things to the heart. And Giselle was talking about how basically what Karen said hurt her family. And Wendy chimed in like, oh, you're worried about that, but you're saying crap about my husband? You don't think he hurts my kids that could read? And she's like, well, you looked at my daughter crazy and she felt some kind of way. And Wendy's like, okay, sorry to Grace. I hope you apologize to my kids when they come up. And Giselle is trying to justify her craziness. And Wendy's like, we ain't gonna do that, boo. But it ends with Karen and Giselle kind of hugging it out. It was like a little cute moment. Their beef was never that serious. So I'm not surprised that they hugged it out. So next season, I guess it will be them against the world. We'll see how that goes. Segment, and they address her having 2 kids and her dealing with postpartum much better this time. And of course, they address Candice, because Candice keeps coming for her. And you know, initially when it started, I was like, okay, Ashley deserves it, because Ashley was also a plum fool in the beginning seasons. But lately, it's becoming like kind of excessive. They're like, why'd you call her white body right after birth? And Candice did not back down. There is something gorgeous and tragic about her sticking to her guns. Like, I'm looking like, girl, you just want to be unlikable. Like, you just don't give an F right now. Like, you're just like, I'm ready, crucify me, here's my neck. Like, girl. So they bring up the fact that Michael was kind of like talking to Ashley crazy, talking about, oh, your body is snapping back, you look better, like kind of implying that she wasn't big, which I didn't even think Ashley was that big during her pregnancy. But I guess she's married to a white guy. Perhaps what's big to him is different from what's big to a black husband. I don't know, but it was weird. It seemed like body shaming, but Ashley, you know, Ashley would defend Michael to the grave. Like, she wants those checks to clear. She ain't messing with her money. And I'm just like, girl. And Ashley's like, well, don't worry, Candice will get hers when she becomes a mom. You'll see. And Candice is like, No, I will not apologize to you when I'm a mom. And Andy reads from the card like they say you're jealous of her. And Candice is like, yeah, I'm jealous that Candice became a mom before me. It was really dramatic. It was really funny. But I'm just like, Candice, try to be likable. Like, girl. I hope they don't fire her, but I feel like they might. This brings up the fact that Ashley said her hair is dry as a black woman. They discuss colorism, and Ashley rightfully says I'm a mixed woman. There's nothing I could do about it. I know there is privilege in me being light skinned, and there's privilege in being white or whatever. So Wendy asked an app question. She's like, well, in this group, do you feel like there is colorism? And Ashley says she doesn't think so, but she thinks people project colorism to it, which I could see. There are minor things that feel like colorism because they seem to hold Candice to this higher ground when all the lighter skinned people basically have done the same exact thing. Is Candice a little more toxic? Possibly. I would say that. Also, even like them coming for Wendy is like they almost don't see her as one of them. And I can't tell if that is colorism or just hypocrisy. I don't know. But there is definitely a difference. And, we get it. And they ask Ashley and Candice, what is the problem? And Candice is like, basically, her testifying on behalf of Monique is still bothering her. And it's hard for her to forgive. Then she does the whole, I'm gonna cry. But she doesn't cry, which she never cries. But anyways, apparently they just hung out in New York. So Andy is like, can you guys not move past this? And Candice is like, Ashley is fun. It's just what she did with Monique that is the problem. And I'm just like, girl, just move the hell on. Like, nobody cares. Oh my God. Anyway, we start Wendy's little segment. And basically, the whole body shaming thing, Giselle and Robin don't really have a good defense, and they kept saying it's your attitude. You came in as the professor, and now you're basically a thought. What happened? But I'm sure we're gonna get more into it. But this is just the intro, and Wendy is like, "Yo, we're concerned. If we were concerned, you'd have come to meet me and asked me, hey, girl, we noticed a change in your attitude. What's up?' But you didn't do that. You talked about me. You called me loose. You said I had no substance. So bye." Then they talk about her Onyi Home Essentials, the candles, and ask her why she didn't release it while the show was airing. And she said, well, I'm just starting out. This is hard. I will take it into consideration for my next products that I release. Then we do the whole her going to Karen for advice and Karen not telling her the candles out. But funny enough, I even forgot Karen said it years ago that the next installment will be candles. She actually said it. But I thought she was being shady, so I was like, oh, she really did say it. But it was like light, fun shade. Andy tried to do some crazy stuff, talking about Carrie was being shady, talking about 1 week versus 3 weeks. Then, what's her name? Wendy's like, let me tell you something. 1 week is child's play. I have a 5 and 7 week. Now check that in my Phaedra voice. And Andy goes crazy. He's like, this is unprecedented. This is like he was on Marisha and just jumped off his chair. I was like, oh Lord, you're crazy. So it's still Wendy's segment, and they're talking about the Eddie rumors from All About the Tea. So All About the Tea is a blog. Well, she's a YouTuber that lost all her followers recently in this year from them just like turning on her. She used to be a panel blogger, but I think now she does it by herself. I used to watch back then, but I don't really because the whole temperature changed. But anyways, that's besides the point. She's the one that posted about Eddie and these rumors. And Wendy is like, well, you brought it to the show that millions of people watch. So how the hell do you want me to take it? Plus, it wasn't out of concern. And they did play this segment. And the segment did show them talking about, oh, well, it might be true because, she's changed her body appearance. And Giselle has no real excuse. She's lying up and down, jumping on her words. And Wendy kicks her with a 1-2 punch. Like, girl, you talking about I did my body to keep my man. Didn't you have a tummy tuck? Did you keep Jamal? And the episode goes on. Oh, next week is about to be lit. I cannot wait. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you want to see.